Good morning, everyone. Hello. Today I'm feeling a little bored and I have decided to do a little bookshelf tour. But I'm very excited to show you all of my book collections. Oh my god. And I'm going to do a little review on them. The one that I've read, of course, which is not that many. You know what, I actually filmed this before, but I didn't like the footage, so I'm redoing this. Let's go to the first shelf, which is the top shelf. Let's go. On the top shelf, I have this. This is mostly classics, and then the Harry Potter series and the Inheritance Game series. And I'm going to show you one by one. This pile right here is the classic books, and this one is also a classic, but this is just Jane Austen's books. And then we have the Harry Potter box set and the Inheritance Games trilogy. First of all, the heaviest one, the Harry Potter box set. I couldn't fit in the first one, so it's just sitting on the shelf right now. Fun fact, I've actually never read the whole thing. In my defense though, I've read until the 5th book. And in my defense, I've watched the whole movie series. So why do I have to read all of them? That is completely my fault. I'm eventually going to read the last 2 books though. I swear. I don't know when, but I swear I will. I know that in the book there are so much more details, but I'm just not in the mood for it right now. Moving on. I have the trilogy. I actually haven't finished them. Last time I read this, I was still on book 1, page 208, but it was very fun. I'm addicted to the series even though I haven't finished this. The only reason why I didn't finish reading this is because of school. That's it. I'm definitely going to make a video reading this trilogy. Next, this is my Jane Austen collection. Well, not really a collection since I only have 2. I have Sense and Sensibility. I haven't read this, but Pride and Prejudice, I've actually read some of it. I only reached page 142 though, and I don't even know what this book is talking about. I mean, I know the whole premise, but I don't know exactly what's happening. That is why I TNF'd it, since I'm not actually getting any information out of it. Either at that time, my English was not good enough, or I'm just really not interested in the information that was given here. This is my classics pile. First of all, I have Great Expectation. I've actually read this. I only reached page 22. Even at only 22 though, I translated so much of these words. I don't get it. This for me is quite hard to read, so I've never really continued it. And then I have A Tale of Two Cities, also by Charles Dickens. I haven't read this. And then this is a classic, The Great Gatsby. I'm surprised that this is a very thin book. I don't know why, but I'm really excited to read this. I haven't even watched the movie yet. I don't know what The Great Gatsby is about, but I really want to read this actually. And the last classic in my bookshelf is Little Women. I watched the most recent movie. I really liked it. I have actually started this book, but I think I only reached chapter 2, I think. It was just to check if I'm interested in continuing it or not, and at that time I was not. So this book goes back to my shelf. Now that we're done with the first shelf, we are moving to the next shelf, which is this one. This shelf is mostly filled with the books that I finished, or it's just mainly filled with the book that I've gotten the longest, Like, this is basically the first books that I've got. Let's go. First of all, I have a hardcover of The Less You Know, The Sooner You Sleep. I got this for a discount. Haven't read this, obviously. I'm not planning on reading this anytime soon yet. After that, we have The Effortless. I also got it for a discount price. I've actually read like one chapter, I think, and I'm not really interested. This is not on my priority list. And then I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a 5-star for me. I really like this. I was mind blown. I have Verity by Colleen Hoover. I think I rated it quite high. 4 stars maybe. I just overall like thriller, and this was basically my first thriller ever. I really liked the tense situation. That is why I think I rated it highly. Next book is called How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow, which is the same author who writes Girl in Pieces. It was either a 3 stars or a 2 stars. Then I have They Both Die at the End. I'm sorry if I offended anyone here who likes any of these books that I'm not liking. It's just not my taste. But this was just an okay book, but I really like the plot. I think I gave it a 4 stars. Next book is an equally popular book. It's The Song of Achilles. I really like the author's writing. It's not as heart-wrenching as everyone hyped it to be. I mean, I get why you would bawl your eyes with this book, but it's just not it for me. But I still rated it highly though. And then I have A Little Life. Oh my god, I didn't finish this book. It was too hard for me. It's long, first of all, and at that time I'm not really interested in reading, but I forced myself to read, and I read this, and it was a heavy book that is not good for reading slump. I only reached page 252 and then I TNF'd it. Then I have The Betrothed. I'm so disappointed. After I bought this, I saw a lot of TikToks that criticized this book, and I'm just not in the mood to read this anymore. What infuriates me more though is that I bought it at a really expensive price. So it's just sitting on my shelf with no one to read it. But please, if anyone actually liked this book, please give me a reason why, and I'm probably going to read it. After that, I have It Ends With Us. I know it's getting a lot of hate right now, but at that time I really liked it. I give it a 5 stars actually. And I really like Atlas though, so I have 5 Feet Apart. I'm not much of a fan of the book. I really like the movie. The book was so, but it was still a good reading experience. And then I have Good Girl Complex. I forgot why I bought it. I think at that time on TikTok, this book was really brought up a lot, and I think that is what makes me buy this book. It was an okay book though. Although, the main character here, I really like her. Such a girl boss, oh my god. And then the last book on the shelf, I have The Cheat Sheet. I haven't read this. It's still wrapped. Coming soon. Now we are going to the one below it. This shelf has the most books than my other shelf, since it actually has 2 piles. This is the English books. Behind it is the Indonesian books, but I'm not going to do a review on it right now. If you want me to do a video, please comment. This shelf actually is my favorite. All the books here are the books that I am highly anticipating to read. I haven't read most of them. First, I have From Lukov with Love. This is basically an ice skater book, and I'm really interested in it. I actually read the first chapter, and I was actually going to read it on holiday, but the holiday was on a beach, and I figured ice doesn't really suit it, so I didn't get the chance to read it. Next, I have The Things We Left Unfinished. My friend actually bought it for me from Malaysia. It was very cheap. She even got a student discount price, so it was even cheaper. I'm really happy. Next one, I really want to read this, A Thousand Boys' Kisses. Definitely going to read this soon. And if it doesn't qualify my expectation, then I'm going to be really sad. Next is All the Bright Places. This is the book that got me into reading. I give it a 5 stars. I cried a whole 30 minutes after reading this. It's bad. I have Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. I read 1 or 2 pages and then completely left it at that. I didn't continue it, but I'm definitely going to give it a second chance. After that, I have Better Than the Movies. This was hyped so much. It was okay. I give it a 4 stars, I think. I really like that the chapters always starts with a movie quote, a rom-com movie quote, I think. That is one of the reasons why I give it a high rating. It was not my favorite, but it was still okay. I liked it. Next, Take Me With You When You Go. I give this book a 5 stars. I really like this. I actually read this for a 24 hours reading challenge. I think this is the 3rd book that I read, and I was not bored at all. I really like this book. Highly recommend. Next book is Emily Henry, Book Lovers. I bought this a long time ago, and I really want to read this, but I was in a big reading slump, so I did not get the chance to. Definitely going to read this, of course. Next one, I have Girl in Pieces. I give it a 3.5 stars. I just liked the book, but it was very traumatizing though. I give it a plus point for that. I have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I've been wanting to read this as well. Haven't got the chance to. And then the last book on the shelf is Happy Place. I actually just got it today. Well, my sister gifted it to me for a graduation prize, basically. I really like this. It was very expensive. That's why I picked it. Now that I'm done with this shelf, I am going to move to this shelf, which is actually not a shelf. It's my dresser, but I don't really use my dresser, so I'm using it for this. First of all, I'm going to start down here. Now this shelf is actually my fantasy books pile. First book is Lore. This is Greek mythology. I'm really interested in it after reading the Song of Achilles especially. I'm not really interested in reading it now though. Next book is The Priory of the Orange Tree. I want to do a whole video on this since, I don't know, it's really long. I'm actually scared to start it because of how long it is. But my friend was actually reading it last month, I think, and she really recommends it to me, so I'm probably going to read it soon. I just need an update from her since at that time she was not done with it. But hopefully she's done reading it and I can ask her for a review. Okay, the next one is this duology. The first book is called A Throne of Swans, and the next one is called A Crown of Talents. This book, I didn't see it on TikTok. My sister actually went to Thailand and gifted it to me. I think she just picked one that has a beautiful cover because honestly this is gorgeous. I read the first book, and since this is a duology, I wasn't really satisfied with the story, and I gotta read the next one, of course. The next one is also a duology. It's the Sands of Aradia duology. I have We Hunt the Flame, the first book, and We Free the Stars. I read this book, really liked it, although there were a lot of world building. It only got interesting in the last part. It's still okay though. I think I gave it a 4 star. I don't really remember. I haven't read the second book because after I read this, I immediately went to an online store and bought this, but it took a month to arrive. I totally forget what this book is about anymore. I'm not going to read this. The last three is actually a trilogy. It's called the Renegades trilogy. This is my favorite series ever. The first book is called Renegades. Then the second book is called Arch Enemies, and the last book is called Supernova. What's funny is that I got these three books at a different time, and I just noticed after sorting them that this is all different editions. Like, look at this. It's so ugly. It gradually got better. I give the first book a 3 stars, the second book a 4 stars, and the last book I give it a 5 stars. Love this so much. Like, you can see it. Look at the tabs here. It's very messy. Okay, I'm done with this shelf. Yay! The next shelf is going to be the last one. Okay, we are down to the last shelf. It's going quicker than I thought. Now, these 3 books, it's actually an Indonesian book, so I'm not going to include them. So the first book is this. It's called Everything I Never Told You. I think this is a mystery book. At that time that I bought it, it was really popular on TikTok, but I never got the chance to read it, so it's still sitting on my shelf. And then the next one is called 5 Survive. This is a thriller book. I'm actually interested in reading this since I watched a TikTok, and this book actually has a whole website dedicated to this, and it's like a whole new experience. I think it's going to be amazing. Definitely on my priority list. The next one is a duology. One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next. I recommend this so much. I give it a 5 stars. Just a light YA mystery. Then the next book, One of Us is Next, I give it a lower stars since this is actually quite underwhelming, but I still liked it though. 5 stars and 4 stars. The next one is All the Missing Girls. I got it for a discount price since there are dents on the cover. I don't know if you can see it, but the cover here is kind of broken. Right here as well. But it's okay. I brought it to school, never read it. Never got out of my bag. Now I have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This is a hardcover, and the dust jacket though is missing. This is a mystery book. I only read a little bit of this and then DNF'd it. Now the last book. It is Only Time Will Tell by Jeffrey Archer. This is actually my first English book. I like where the story is going. I don't know why I didn't finish it, but I've gotten probably like almost until the end. And I was really interested that I almost bought the whole series, but I didn't. That is the end of my bookshelf tour. I gotta rearrange it first. Now that all the books have gone back to their rightful place, I'm just very excited to read the books on my shelf. I think what's good about recording myself reading is that it actually motivates me more, and I don't easily DNF a book without actually reading until the end. This is a message for myself. Please don't buy any more books before finishing this. You don't have any more space on your shelf. But on a lighter note, I'm really happy with the books that I've got here, and I'm really excited to read them. And I think that is it. That marks the end of the video. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.